Hi guys, in today's video we'll be talking about how to remove fear from your heart and your mind. Before we really get into the how, we first need to understand how do we get fear initially. Fear is usually starts from the idea from our mind that we're worrying about something and a doubt of certain things that we don't have currently. And slowly with that idea in our mind, we'll slowly internalizing it and it'll become a fear. So once we always have that internalized idea in our day-to-day thoughts, this fear grows and grows and grows. And when this fear grows, this fear first becomes an anxiety. When people are in anxiety, usually it's a feeling that we're suppressing. So pay attention to how you're breathing and your body posture. Most of the time when I'm personally in fear or anxiety, I'll be stretched out, I'll be breathing slowly, I'll be holding my breath, I'll just be thinking this idea that we have, that doubt and the worry that we have, and then it becomes the fear, and then we internalize it, and then we have this anxiety constantly throughout the day or when we wake up. This is the whole process. So I want to let you guys understand first how the anxiety and fear is interrelated. Once we get into the anxiety step, most of the time it goes through a process. It goes through into suppression, depression, dis-ease, and then disintegrate. First, we want to talk about suppression. So once you have anxiety, you're most likely suppressing certain things in yourself. So this suppression might be an idea or a thing that you're not expressing yourself. So slowly, day by day, when we suppress ourselves, when we are just holding inside this wrong idea, this wrong worry, we're holding it inside. Slowly, it becomes depression. So why a lot of people with anxiety will slowly become having a depression is because this idea, this doubt that they're holding on to constantly on a day-to-day base, that it will slowly become a depression, and then it becomes a disease. So and then slowly they disintegrate, so dying. So this is not what we want. I really want you to understand first how it all became. And now we're going into the main key of this video is how do we remove fear from our heart and our mind. First of all, once we understand that it's something that we're suppressing. The opposite of suppressing is expressing. So we need to express ourselves, no matter if it's on that idea or that worry or thought, or we want to express in something that we're expert in, we enjoy doing. So for myself, if I've always been worrying about money, that idea, that doubt and that worry started off in my mind. Once that idea is repeated long enough, it becomes a fear. And this fear, when I have it and I'm suppressing it, it becomes an anxiety. Once I have that anxiety, it repeats and it repeats and repeats. I suppress it and it slowly becomes depression. So from the idea, it draws all the way from suppression to depression. So now I want you to understand that to combat it, there's a couple of ways to do it. First of all, to express ourselves, we want to at least breathe. So most of the time, I mentioned earlier that we're not breathing correctly, or when we're in anxiety and depression mode, we're breathing very low. So you want to work with your breath work. You just want to deep breath. So there's a good exercise, which is the hand exercise, where you go up and then down, and then up and then down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So this is a quick example that you can practice with your breath work. This is just to get yourself expressing yourself with your breath. So this is one of the example. And then your posture. So when we express ourselves, when we're talking, we're more likely to stand up, open shoulders and head up, and really just talking. One of the examples that I was taught was a superhero posture. So if you're like in a superhero posture, or just like in a superhero posture, most likely you're open up and you're empowered, right? You're going like this. So imagine your favorite superhero, no matter if it's Iron Man or Wonder Woman, the Cat Lady or the Widow or Spider-Man, whoever it is, how would their superhero posture would be, right? And then practice that with that superhero posture, or like superhero posture, you want to practice that breathing. So in with the nose. So this is another exercise that you can do to help remove fear from your heart and your mind. So once we're slowly getting away from the depression, away from the anxiety, away from the fear, we're back to this idea of worrying and doubt, worrying about this idea, worrying about this doubt and this fear, right? So this constantly comes up, then we focus on expression. We want to express ourselves. No matter if it's in an art form or a video form or a writing form, anything that you feel you are capable of expressing yourself, do it first. So I personally started off with writing, because when I was in my anxious mode, when I was in my anxiety mode, in my fear mode, I couldn't express anything. I let alone talking or seeing someone or just putting myself out there. So that was not an option for me. So if this is your case, start with writing, express yourself, get something to write on, just keep writing. What are you going to write about? If you can't think of anything to write about, one thing that is very good to start off with is something that you're grateful for. So you probably heard about a gratitude journal, and I've heard about it many times. And there is a reason why so many people is telling you gratitude journal is the way to go. So when we express ourselves, when we're trying to write, when we don't know what to write about, express the gratitude. Start with something very simple. Start with something like clean air, like water, having access to water. Like there are millions of people in South Africa that don't have clean water, or simply just food. I know a lot of children in Malawi does not have food or water. So just simple as that. I know it might sound silly, but it's the point of expressing yourself, writing, expressing yourself, and with the right attitude towards gratitude. So when we're expressing gratitude, it will slowly pull you away from the fear. It will slowly move you from the fear and the anxiety back into expressing yourself. It will be slowly towards the opposite end, which is having the faith, having the well-being, having the expression. So this is a spectrum. It's always a spectrum. Wherever there's bad, there's always going to be good. This is like what we call the law of polarity. So there must be a spectrum. So from pulling away from the fear and anxiety, we want to move slowly into the other part. This is where we want to express the journaling, the gratitude journal. So like I said, express clean air, gratitude to clean air, gratitude to clean water, gratitude to even a mirror. I know a lot of kids in South Africa, they've never seen their own image. So if you're watching this, I'm sure you have a phone, a computer, a camera, internet surface. So all these small things can what we are grateful for. And just start from there. Just start journaling what you're grateful for, expressing yourself, expressing that gratitude. Start from these examples, then we can slowly dive deeper into how to remove fear and anxiety. The main point is you never get rid of fear forever. Fear is embedded in us, in our genes, because in the old days we have to run away from dinosaurs or creatures or just the dark or just surviving. So but now our fear is so different. In 2020 we've experienced such a big fear, and then all these other economically crisis that we're always experiencing fear as well. So fear won't go away. So you have to accept that fear is going to be there our whole lives. But we just don't want fear to trigger down into anxiety. And then we don't want anxiety to become a depression, a suppression. All this is triggering down from a fear. So we want to focus on what we know and what we can do, the gratitude, the expression, the knowledge, the faith. So no matter if it's fear or faith, it also requires you it's something that you can't see, but you're putting your belief in. So if you're believing in fear, you can also put your belief in faith. I know it's hard right now at this moment, but I want you to understand that practice your breathing, practice those Superman poses, practice these superhero poses, and then expressing yourself. Try to focus, switch from depress to express, expressing yourself in gratitude, in journaling. Once we start from there, I'm sure you can slowly get away from your fear and anxiety. And let me know in the comments below if this worked out for you. I can go more in depth into how to get out of anxiety and fear in other videos if you'd like. Please give me a comment below and give it a thumbs up if this video helped you remove fear and anxiety from your heart and your mind. Practice this every day. It really helped me to get through 2020, 21, 2022. This whole 3 years of crazy madness was crazy, but this simple free exercise really helped me through all these years, and I really hope this can help you out as well. So share this video with people who are experiencing the same fear and anxiety. I hope these couple activities that you can do at home will help you guys calm down and start expressing yourself and start being the superhero that you are meant for. And check out these other videos where I go more in depth into fear and anxiety. I'll see you on the other side.